As you can already see, I have my wolf finished. Um, and I got the fox finished. What I'm going to be doing this morning, basically, for this, I am using a Chromebook for this video this morning. That way I can have both hands free. I just don't have a good setup for the laptop, and I can't get the camera to swing around on it. So it's doing a frontal face, so it's kind of like an odd angling, I guess. So it's going to be kind of hard probably to see what I'm doing. I could probably set it on the other side of me and you would be able to see what I'm doing. That might be better um, to change places with the mediums and the laptop here. That way you can see the side I'm going to be actually working on. Give me a second. That's probably better. Kind of have to keep the laptop kind of smushed down here a little bit. That way you can actually see the drawing itself and not my house. um, but I'm going to just be doing blocking in with pastel. That's all I'm going to be doing on this video this morning. Be pretty busy because of the holidays and stuff, so won't get to work on this as much as I want. I'm going to go ahead and use like this yellow ochre, I guess is the color of it. Or it's close to the yellow ochre, should I say. And I'm just going to start blocking in where that color is going to be on the Rottweiler. And stuff. I may actually cheat and use some black pastel on this. That way it's not using all my colored pencil up. Because that little black prism pencil is getting awful itty bitty. And where it's, Christmas and soon to be New Year's, my hind end isn't going out to the stores because it's going to be busy. So I'm just blocking it in. It doesn't matter if it's not like perfectly colored in because you're going to take your finger and you're going to blend it. And anything that doesn't blend 100%, that's fine because we're going to go back and use colored pencils on this. By the time we're done, you're not going to be able to tell, as you can see in the rest of the piece. I mean, it is a lot of hours. This is 2 days in on coloring this thing. 2 days and almost the entire day working on one of the animals a piece. I have done a lot of work off video on this. And because obviously I can't sit and film the entire session of this, it would be way too long. So I just film snippets of this. Because to do this from start to finish would be a very long video. I am no longer doing live videos on YouTube because every time I do, I can't like or share anything. So I will be doing my live videos strictly on YouTube now. People on Facebook can come and subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. I will also post the URLs to Facebook. They might penalty me for that as well and have it where I can't like and share. It's been 2 days on that. I don't know if it's a glitch, bug, or what, but whatever the malfunction is needs to be fixed. And the bug has been reported back to Facebook, so, and they have yet to do anything about it. But getting away from that and back to this, I'm just blocking in with a gray pastel. Like I said, it doesn't have to be neat because you're going to blend it in. On this video this morning, I am going to be blocking in the background on this piece. So there's going to be a lot of blocking in, a lot of color blending. It's going to be a lot going on. The reason I'm going to be doing all of that way when I go to my mother's later, and work on it and knock it out fast. When I'm out at my mom's, I will not be able to make video of this. Um, they're not a fan of people seeing the inside of their house. I don't care. I always have it set up to where you can't really see much of my house. Only a little tiny bit. I don't have a lot to see in my house. I have a lot of taxidermy because I am a avid vintage taxidermy collector. So some of the mounts are mine. I did hunt the animals that are mounted on some of them, and got meat and a trophy. I don't trophy hunt, so it's meat and a trophy. But a few of the deer that's in here are mine, and a few of them aren't. But the thing is, I do collect and have a lot of taxidermy, so in my house you would see a whole lot of it, especially here in the living room. I live out in the country, so my house is kind of strangely decorated for a country house. It's kind of like, I don't know, it looks like something out of a horror movie. That's the best way I can describe it. And of course, from time to time, you'll see one of the fur kids decide to make an appearance. Adelaide's laying behind the Chromebook, sniffing my foot. She's strange. She's a cool cat, but she's odd. She's my new addition. This will be her first Christmas with my family. So. And Miss Adelaide likes playing with pom poms. If anybody's interested in getting her a gift, she loves pom poms. Those little pom poms. She'll play with those for hours. And I'm just taking the same colors I used in the other two alter egos and blending it in. Only he has a little bit less. Keep in mind these colors. Keep in mind these colors will be in the background. Miss Thing there was going to get on the keyboard and probably would have disconnected us. I had to get her away from it. She is so curious of the Chromebook. But that's that kitten in her. She's a kitty. She's a baby still. Hers is a baby. And I'm going to use that same purplish color I used in the other ones too. Like I said, stuff doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to fine tune this later with color pencils. The brand of pencils I am using with this brand of pastel is Prismacolors. They marry very well. Your darker colors, be it Prisma pencils or pastel, is going to streak. There is some streaking and some light and dark inconsistencies on my wolf, but that's okay because I played it to my advantage. As added mid-tones and low lights that's in her fur due to the direction she's setting, so I actually took advantage of that. Took a purple and a little bit of a white color pencil in through there and kind of made it look like that's how it's supposed to be, because the mediums weren't wanting to work right on sketch paper, and sometimes you get that. Sometimes sketch paper and the medium will conflict a little bit. Not all the time, sometimes. Prisma pencils are pretty docile. They do like to make noise mess on paper though. Have a lot of white noise in a darker colors of them will have the white noise, and it's hard to get that out of the pencils. If you're using Bristol paper, that won't be the case. But if you're not using Bristol paper, they like to leave a lot of white noise. The darker the color, the more white noise you're going to fight. Basically, have him blocked out. Like I said, he's not going to have as much color on him as the two chicks have on them. And he's a dude. Yeah, he isn't going to have a lot of colors on him. I don't think my buddy would like me putting a lot of pink on him. He'd probably thump me. Um, if anybody's wanting to know if I'm possibly may sell this piece when it's finished, I haven't decided if I want to sell the original yet. If I don't, I may offer up really good prints of it or tapestries. Um, it is a nice image. It would be a pretty print to hang. Um, this border's got a lot of um, mess on it from where the pastel has like dusted down on it. I'm debating on possibly taking acrylic and making the border solid after this is done. That way it pops. I haven't decided if I'm going to use a black or what to go around the border, but I might do that to make it pop more, to make it stand out that way. It's not a white border here around the bottom to where you can see all the drippage of the pastel because they're being Satan. And it's also where I have the paper set up, but even if I had it laying down, there would still be pastel mess on the white. Addie, leave Marvin alone. He doesn't want to play. He doesn't feel good. Um, I'm going to go ahead and block in the background. I know I didn't do his jewelry and stuff, but that's fine. Like I said, there's some things that will be done with colored pencils, and that's one of them. I'm just laying down like this bluish purple color. I don't even know what color it is. It's just an odd color. Kind of makes it look a little bit like snow. So it works for me. And with pastels, people people probably think you cannot make a poop mess or mud mix with pastel. You're wrong. You can. It's just as important to be careful what you're doing with these as it is if you're doing acrylics, oil paints, or anything. Yes, I have worked with oil paints. It's been a long time. They're Satan. Do not care for oil paints. I don't like all the turpentine and paint thinners that you have to use for them. I have allergies, so the smell of that stuff doesn't really do very well around me. Kind of shuts me down a little bit. It's strong. So I'm just blending that light color in. You can see it's really light and not a real dark color. And that's fine. I didn't want to use a really dark color just yet because dark is hard to take away and light is easier to rid in an image than the dark. So once the dark is down, it's done. And snow is tricky. Snow is very tricky. And I do, and we'll have to be careful doing this or I will boof. But if I screw it up, I'll take a mistake and turn it into an, as Bob Ross would say, a happy accident. And we'll make it work. It's a known fact that I don't really like doing backgrounds on art. That's pretty much why all my backgrounds on my artwork looks similar or the same. And it's not always a good thing. And I will openly admit that. Landscapes are my nemesis. It's like I would rather draw a human than I would a landscape because I know I'm going to fudge that stuff up worse than anything. At least with people, if I sit and take my time and really push myself, I can get it right. Landscapes, it's like giving me a revolver, putting a bullet in the chamber, and spinning it around and see like, and like pull the trigger. You might get it right and you might screw it up. That's me in landscapes. But I've been getting a little better because I've been trying to practice and do landscapes more. That way I can have better and more creative ones for my artwork. Because the landscape has always been my problem with my artwork throughout my art career. It haunted me even back in grade school and middle school and high school. Adelaide, go away. I'm not playing, dude. It's not playtime. It's film time. Go away. Get away from the computer. Nobody wants to play. Go take your pom pom and go play in the kitchen. Go. She's looking for her little pom pom. She lost it somewhere. She has a bunch of those little things and she loses them in the house all the time. Anyway, I had to get rid of her because she was like in my stuff again. So. She's always in my stuff, but I'm just gonna put some of these colors and just start working with it. Like I said, the least I can do is screw up. Just figure it's better to build these tones up a little bit better now than to wait till later because I will have to use quite a bit of white on this for the snow. I'm just building up the pink hues and stuff like that that's going to be in the snow. This has a lot of tones and stuff. Like I see it in my head how I want it to be, but how it turns out is a totally different thing sometimes. It's all about being in my business. Running through here, she's running from one end of the house to the other like she's wild. Adelaide, watch out. She's just running all over the place here. She's going to hit this setup and knock it off if she doesn't quit. She's not paying attention. And she's going to get her behind thumped. She's super hyper this morning. I don't know why. She's been laying around all morning and just chilling out. But I'm just blending this stuff. And I'll add fine details too on this with color pencils as well. I'm just trying to get all the tones in there that's in them into the snow and stuff because I have it reflecting. Oh gosh, I'm getting old. Oh, it hurts. Reflecting off of them. I want this to kind of be like whimsical. I usually do gore, horror, fighting, violence, skulls, and just this is a calm one. I got leg cramps. So I'm like fidgeting. It's uncomfortable to sit on the floor and do this. Like I said, one day soon here I'll have it better. My setup's going to be a lot better. Weather gets nice. It probably when that will happen when I can start taking stuff and hauling it off. Got to downsize a lot. Got too much shite in the housey. Like I got a mount I got myself as a Christmas present sitting in the floor because I don't have nowhere to hang this little gal. She's pretty cool mount though. I couldn't not bring her home. It's kind of weird. It's the only real female mount I have. She's a white-tailed deer mount with moon eyes and antlers. She is a doe. She just has horns. She's a pretty thing. She's got a cool story. I got her from a lady up in Maryland, and she was taxidermied, I think, in 1988. And the lady that had her up for grabs actually taxidermied her herself. So it's pretty cool to have something that the seller actually did back a long time ago. And the mount is in such wonderful shape. I didn't even know it was taxidermied in 1988 because it's in such good shape. It doesn't even look it. Which I know that's not art related, but taxidermy actually is really good stuff to use for referencing. I think taxidermy is probably the best referencing. I have a lot of different ones where I can actually look at them and stuff. It's pretty neat. I got those colors a little dark, but that's okay. Like the shadows and stuff from them, I'll add with color pencil. I'm not going to do that with the pastels because it's going to ask for making a muddy mess. Addie, go do something like play, and play is in not in attacking me. She thinks it's playtime. No, no. This piece actually calls for, I believe, like a brown a little bit here. It's supposed to have some of the dirt and stuff showing through, but I don't know whether to do that with pastel or not. I'm going to do it with a light color. That way I can make it how I want it later. Because I don't want to use the superly harsh, dark color. It's just going to stand out and look weird with this. Adelaide, quit it! I'm done. Now, crap. She took a run and go off the couch and hit me almost right in the head. She comes back around here again. She's getting crazy. I'm not dealing with this morning. I don't know why she's so hyper. There you are, you little turkey. There you go. Sorry about that. She's coming back around to do it again. She's just being too wild and bouncing off the ceilings this morning. Not dealing with it. She wasn't doing that until I got on here to do a video. So this goes to show that every time I do a video, she's going to have to be caged. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to block out these trees and the shadows in between the trees, and I'm trying to figure out what color I'm going to use for that. I don't think I have a dark purple. I probably don't. I'll probably have to use a dark blue. And I have to be careful where I put dark at because there's a lot of dark animals in this piece, especially my wolf. There's right here, and there's space in between there. So I could use a bright color and then use a nice darker color. You're going to hear her meow in the background. She's in a crate at the moment. So she's going to meow her head off for a little bit. She'll be all right though. I'm trying to figure out if I want to use the teal in there behind it, or I might pull in a little bit of blue here. Addie, I'm sorry about your bad luck, but you should have calmed down when I said quit. And this is where it gets confusing. Because you have your trees like every which way, so you have to kind of go in and look. And this is where it will screw up real easy on you if you don't pay attention to your line work here. I know it sucks to be a kitty, but I told you to quit. You wanted to continue being wild. She wouldn't have been crated if she didn't jump off the other couch and about whack me right full flat in the face from behind. She was being too rambunctious, hitting each door and bouncing off the side of the walls and stuff. No sense in that. I'll take her for a walk here in a minute. Get some of that energy off of her. She does like to go for walks. She leads, just not very well sometimes. She's still learning. She's a baby. She doesn't get to do it very much where I work a lot and stuff. So it's taking her a little longer to get. I'll listen to the hate. I'm getting back over in the corner. She is pissed at me. I'll be on her poopy list for a while. But there's the teal I put in. I think that was actually a better call because it will tie in all these other colors and just make it nice, I think. Some of the colorations on these things I don't have planned when I do it. It's just like, this will look good. Let's try this. Sometimes I don't have a set plan. Like on the background of this, I had some idea what I was wanting to do, but not really. I went with a simple background because I didn't want to take away from the characters. And this is a typical simple background that I would do. Even my best friend will say that landscapes is my nemesis. Now, she, however, is really good with landscapes, and she draws and paints really well. She doesn't get to do it much now because she's always busy, but we used to have art days where we would go and art all day together and paint and draw and sketch. And I miss those days. They were fun. It's too easy to get caught up when you have jobs and other things that you do and stuff that you forget to make time for the things that you enjoy doing with the people you love, with other people that you love, should I say. And it gets hard because sometimes people get caught up in life, and I get that. Oh, Adelaide, honey, quit dramatizing it. You are not dying. You're just in a crate. You can't sit and be a wild child. She's not a happy kitty. She'll be alright though. She should have been a good girl and wouldn't have to worry about getting put in a crate. I hate doing it to her. She'll sit there and do that all the entire time she's in that cage. Squall her head off. think I'm going to do these in a trying to find a brown that's not so overpowering to these. I think I'm going to use the ochre because it seems to go well with those colors that I'm using. And it's a light enough color that I can make them birch trees if I want to. Yeah, there's going to be some black spots there on the trees where they have holes and stuff in them. So where you kind of have to be careful because you're going to be coming in right up on the outlines of the characters and stuff that's in here, or alter egos in this case. I said you guys are just going to see the messy blocking and blends, and that will be all I do on this before I gently mist with aqua knit, let it set, and then go back to detail later. But like I said, when I start doing that, there'll probably be a video made of it because I'll be at my mom's and they don't really support um, anything done on live social medias of any kind. So I try to be respectful and not do stuff like that out there. Like this one, like the live videos and stuff. When I'm out there, I try to be respectful. But you can already see, even though that's not blended in yet, it's already starting to take shape, and I ain't boofed anything yet. Give me time. It will happen somewhere. I like to jinx myself because if I sit there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna screw up," then I won't. But everybody probably kind of figures I have some idea what the heck I'm doing anywhere. I wouldn't be just slapping it on there. Truth be told, a lot of times I really don't. Just have an idea in my head how I want something to look and stuff. It's okay if it's not perfect too. Like I said, we're going to fix a lot of this with colored pencils. The main focus here is just get the blends nice and get a nice base color down. And which you can paint and do a lot of detail and stuff with pastel, but I'm probably not the person to teach you how to do that. I don't have pastel pencils either, so it would be very hard for me to teach you how to do it with the sticks. It is doable with them though. Like if there is a will, there's a way with whatever you have to work with. I just been using the pastels basically as bases for this image. I've been doing a lot of the heavy detail with Prismacolor pencils. I've been using a 12 and a 36 set of Prisma pencils. The only time black was heavily used was on my wolf. And because she's, but I have a lot of different tones built up into that black too. And blended the stark black into all them colors, and then I went in and added those colors in. That way it's a perfect blend, and those highlights and stuff show in other areas of the black, so it is not just a flat black. All fur reflects colors, like the white fur and the black. And it gives you a lot of room to play with colors because of that. So don't be afraid to step out of your box and experiment. If you screw it up, that's okay, Keep at it. Don't get discouraged because You'll get it eventually. But you're not gonna if you don't try. I've gotten a little better in watching my potty mouth on here too. I know there's kids here on YouTube that watch videos on stuff like this too, so I try to watch it and not drop that dreaded F bomb too much. Like I said, I'm not new to making the videos. It's just my videos are usually rambling and out there and odd. But I'm trying to make them more focused onto the artwork. But yeah, it's hard sometimes. If you don't have enough pigment on there, like I don't have enough pigment on there to blend it out right, just grab your medium there and scribble some more on there and then go back in and start blending. It's not hard. Somebody's messaging me this morning. They'll just have to wait on Facebook. It's okay if that ochre picks up some of that teal and drags it in there. It's not going to matter when you start putting a color pencil. Just don't let it be too awfully noticeable because obviously when the blue gets into that yellow ochre, it turns green. Back in the day, I would never thought of doing live videos where people could sit and watch me do my stuff. Ever. Wasn't because I was against it. It was just like I didn't want people watching me be live, and if I screwed something up, I just didn't want people to see that. But anymore, now that I'm older, I don't think I really care too much. Because nobody's a perfect artist. People make mistakes and screw up. And not I'll send who did text me over on Facebook. It's Ness, and I'm going to answer right now. Certain people will get a response quick back from me, but if you're not in that circle, you're not going to get a quickie response back from me. And the people I respond quickly to, they know who they are. You also got to pay attention to your lighting on here, how it's hitting. It's going to be hitting in different directions, but like I say, I don't have a light source really in this piece, so it's just going to be wherever I want it to be at. It may make sense and it may not. And I don't put a whole lot of that on there because I'm just going to. I probably could put more of that pink on there if I wanted to. Because it's going to be blended in anyway. This will probably be my 2019 piece. Because it's not going to get done in 2018, even though it was sketched in 2018 and started in 2018. This probably will not get done by 2018, actually. So this will be my New Year piece for 2019. Yesterday, I was at my sister's Christmas dinner that she had, and she lives in a pretty log cabin now. She used to be like my neighbor, but she moved and lives in a log house now, and real pretty place. It's right by the woods. It's absolutely beautiful, and it started snowing yesterday over there, and it snowed these huge snowflakes. They were like the size of a tent, almost the size of a small bouncy ball, and it was so beautiful. I mean, of course, it didn't stick or nothing, but it was absolutely beautiful. I was hoping we'd have snow for Christmas, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. Mother Nature is strange anymore. Be having Christmas with my sister today. Well, this evening, should I say. Or we'll gather out there at Mom's and we give her the gifts we got her, and she gives us the gifts that she got us. And then tomorrow it will be Mom. It's Christmas and stuff. But you can see how well the colors are like marrying together really well, and it's really starting to take shape and look really nice. And I wanted to do a winter scene, I ain't gonna lie, because my mom was telling me one day, maybe I can relocate away out of this. I mean, which I like the old homestead I live in because, it belongs to my family, obviously, and is one of the family homesteads is still standing. Um, but for reasons I'm not going to state here, I love the house. I don't like the location. That's all I'm going to say. But my mom was saying, yeah, maybe one day you can, you know, move off from over there and, to a different location here in West Virginia. And I was like, oh no, it will be completely out of the state of West Virginia. And she just looks at me like I slapped her. Because if I ever have the money to move, I'm leaving. I would love to move to Alaska and live up there. I've always wanted to go to Alaska. I've always wanted to live there. And if I'm ever able to do it, I will do it. And I thought my mother was going to just die when I said that. Because they want me to stay here close. But if I ever can leave and move again, I believe I'd go and live in Alaska. Because since I've been a little kid, that place has always called to me. And one of these days I will answer that call. And one of these days that's where I'll end up. One day. But no time soon. And this may look a little sloppy and messy, and that's fine. Like I said, there's a lot of fine tuning and stuff that you do with the color pencils on here, but you do want to watch and make sure that it's not too sloppy. Because you can only fix so much with color pencils and alter and change and add to and take away, and so you do want to kind of be a little. It can be a little sloppy, a little, not a lot. I realize in some places over in here it did kind of get sloppier than I wanted, but like I said, it's my finger. Sounds like my kitty cat decided to be vocal again. She was being a good girl over there. She wants back out. I don't blame her. Finishes up here and stuff. I'll let her back out. She was just being too wild. I stated earlier, so there we go. Yeah, see, I probably will take acrylics around here because I went overshot on my penciled edges. That's a lot of blending right there. But anyway, that's the base. And I have that based out. Some of the stuff off my fingers. And, yep, I'm moving the thing that way you can see it a little better. This is hard to do because I know, bad setup. But yeah, you can see how it's going to look there. But that's all I'm going to basically do this morning, and I'm going to end the video there. And I appreciate everybody who joined me this morning. If you asked me questions, I probably didn't answer you because I'm doing this on a computer instead of the phone. So thank you everybody who joined me this morning, and see y'all later. Bye. Shut